Hi, my name is Shreya. Hope you are doing well. I am doing amazing. This is February, and February has so many things to celebrate, and I have so many memories associated with February, and I have so many ideas also to make videos on. So I was thinking what to do in February, which videos to make, and I realized that Valentine's Day is the biggest thing in February. It is the day when people all over the world celebrate love, and it's like a festival. Okay, so I thought, you know what, I have a very interesting thing to talk about regarding Valentine's Day, something that I have learned in a very, very hard way, and I want whoever is watching this video to realize that you don't have to go through all the things that I went through to learn that lesson, to have that awareness. So let's get into the video. Well, if you are in a relationship, or if you are in a talking stage, situationship, whatever it is, I do not know. But if you are romantically involved with someone, I think this is very natural for you as a woman to expect from your partner gifts or flowers or whatever on Valentine's Day. And but then I was reflecting that this is the first time in my life, like I am in my mid 20s, and probably since I was a teenager or something. So for the past 10 years or whatever, I was thinking that this is probably the first time in my life when Valentine's Day is approaching and I'm not feeling any anxiety, I'm not feeling any pressure, or I'm not going into this loop in my head regarding whether I would get any gift or not, or whether if I am dating someone, or if I am in a talking stage with someone, or if I am in a situationship with someone or whatever, whether that person would give me something or not, or should I tell him or not, or whether it is convenient enough for me or not, or whether I like it or not, or whether it met my standards or not. So all of these things, this is the first time when it's February and I am not even feeling anything. I totally forgot that it's February, and I sat down to record this video, and then I suddenly noticed that, oh wait, it's actually February. And because initially I thought I would record this video in January, but then I thought, okay, I'll do it later. So I realized that so many things had changed, and Valentine's Day has always been very special to me, because I'm a very romantic person, and I am someone who believes in unconditional love and all of these small gestures. So for me, it carries so much value and so much importance. But then over the years, maybe because of my own expectations, maybe because of my emotional depth, or maybe because of let's say me lowering my standards for other people, whatever it was, in the process I got hurt again and again over the years, and all of those lessons have taught me something that I now, when I look back, I realize that, okay, if someone had told me all of these things, I probably would have gotten a heads up, or probably I would have kind of saved myself from all the pain I went through. And uh, but uh, before I move ahead, before I go ahead and talk about all the things that I have learned and how that is going to save you years and years of pain, I want to tell you that if you are in a situation, whether you are in a committed relationship, or whether you are in a talking stage, or whether you just went on a date with a guy, maybe just one date, and whatever it is, okay, unless you are 100,000% single, let me tell you, you have the right to expect something from the man you are romantically involved with, okay? I do not care whether you are dating that person for 10 years or you are in a talking stage with that person for 6 months or you just went on a date with that man yesterday. I do not care as long as you are romantically involved with that person on some level. This is bare minimum for that person to give you something, okay, on Valentine's Day. And by giving you something, I'm not saying that he has to give you gifts or he has to shower you with I don't know, expensive things, or he has to take you on a high-end vacation or to some five-star restaurant or something. Not at all, but something that would make you feel good about yourself. That could be anything, okay? I do not know what your preferences are. Everyone has their own preferences, but just I want you to know that don't let anyone make you think that Valentine's Day is negotiable or it is optional or it comes with conditions or it has some baggages, because trust me, it is not. And this is the thing that I want to talk about today, because I used to think this way. I would give myself so many conditions and I would bury myself under those conditions and constraints and weightage and overthinking that although subconsciously deep in my heart I knew that it was wrong for me to do, but still I wanted to be convenient enough for that other person. I wanted to be easy for the other person. So I held my tongue. I did not say anything, or maybe I endured the pain, or I tolerated the whatever behavior or treatment I received, and it was never about the other person, by the way. So whatever I'm saying here, it is not about that person, people I dated in the past are bad, or the man you are dating is bad if he does not treat you like in a special way on Valentine's Day. No, it is never about the other person, okay? It is always about you. It is always about how you see yourself, okay? You have to understand that when you are romantically involved with someone, your existence itself is the greatest gift to that person, okay? It is itself a special gift. You are the essence of that person's life. Yeah, of course, when you start dating someone, or when you have just met someone, that is different than being in a relationship with someone for months or for years. Of course, every equation is different, but that does not change the core thing. The core is you are already the essence of that person or person's life. You are already your existence is itself the gift, and love should be celebrated, okay? Love is not optional, okay? So a few days back I came across this reel on Instagram where this creator said that you know you are with the right person when everything about you is a big deal to that man. And that is such a spot on, because yes, you know what, when you are with the right person, you do not need any special day to celebrate love. You do not even need to do anything special to get like any special treatment from that person. That man will literally make everything a big deal if it is about you. And Valentine's Day is itself a very special day, okay? It is a day of love. All around the globe, people celebrate love. And if someone is telling you that oh no, it is optional and it does not matter and it is a teenager thing, or please grow up, or you are hopeless romantic and all of these things, let me tell you, you might need to reconsider your relationship or your equation, whatever it is, with that man. And I always use my personal experiences whenever I'm making videos here on YouTube or on Instagram, because I always believe that if I went through something or if I am going through something, I know that there is someone else in this world, somewhere on the planet, in some corner, who is also probably going through the same thing. And I want that person to know, like if you are watching this video and if you are also going through through a situation where you are questioning all of these things, that whether you should expect anything from your man on Valentine's Day or not, or if you are going through any pain regarding this, I want you to know that I am there for you, and all the confusion and anxiety that I went through, if I can translate that into something that is providing value to people, to anybody, whoever is watching this video, then I would think that everything that I went through, that served its purpose. Because I always believe that everything happens for a reason. The universe won't make you go through something just because. No, nothing happens coincidentally, nothing happens just because, nothing happens because it's an accident or something like that. No, everything happens for a reason. Either it could be a good memory or it could be an experience that you needed to learn. So all the experiences I went through, I believe those are my relationship karmas that I needed to go through misalignment, to learn all the lessons that I have learned now, to be the person who I am now, to see myself as how I see myself now. And all those Shreyas had to die so that this Shreya could be born. So always be proud of who you are, no matter whichever situation you are in, and don't let anybody on this planet tell you that you are not enough. So anyway, moving on, I there are two examples I would be using so that I can tell you how in two different circumstances I experienced the same thing, and I believe if you are also going through something like that, it would help you understand your situation better, and it would also help you make better decision. I believe so. First, I would talk about a relationship. It was a committed relationship, and I was with that person for a few years, and I thought that, and of course, when you are in a committed relationship with someone, you automatically assume, because I had this thing in the past when I would automatically assume things in relationship, that oh yeah, this person would probably do this, and or yeah, of course this person would do that. So I automatically had expectations. So I was in a relationship with this person, and I remember, so initially it was not a relationship. So initially he and I just used to know each other, and we were like acquaintances, and then that translated into somewhat like friendship, and then that translated into a relationship. So when we were acquaintances, and I knew we would go on dates, and although for me, like, I did not know those were dates at that time, because at that time I was like, for me it's like, if someone would ask me out on a date, I would not consider it a date unless I am attracted to that person. So for me, meeting someone is just a meetup. So, and I still believe that if someone asks me out, it automatically, no, it does not automatically translate into a date. For me, I'm just meeting you. If I like you, or if I find you interesting, then I can call it a date. So that person asked me out, and we went out a few times, and I knew that this person had like huge crush on me and interest in me and all of that. And I remember Valentine's Day was approaching around that time, but I did not really say anything to him, although deep in my mind, like back of my head, I was like, oh yeah, I would love if he gives me flowers. I mean, I am literally his date. So, but then I thought, okay, but then he's not my boyfriend, I'm not his girlfriend, so fine, it's all right. And then I did not say anything. And this is the first year, okay? 1 year has passed, and now comes the second year. And this time, I am in a relationship with this person. Okay, and this time I thought that, oh yeah, now I am in a relationship with this person. We are in a fully committed relationship. So now this person is definitely going to give me flowers and chocolates, and there are 7 days prior to Valentine's Day, like Kiss Day, Teddy Day, Chocolate Day, and all of that. So I thought he would do all of that because trust me, the kind of delulu person I am, I'm like, of course he would do that. Anybody would do that for me. Why won't he do that? Of course, like any man would give me flowers and teddy bears and chocolates. I mean, why won't you give me, like, hello, I am so special, look at me. So this is because I do think of myself as someone, like, even when, like, it doesn't matter, okay, no matter whichever stage I was in or I am in, I always think of myself as someone who is the main character in her story. I do not care, like, for me everyone else is like side character. I am the only one who is the main character. So so I would automatically assume that, yeah, of course this person would give me chocolates and flowers and gifts and whatnot. And so I thought, yeah, like, now I'm his girlfriend, so yeah, he would give me all of these gifts. The person actually did not give me anything, and it was, like, for me it was really surprising. He did not just give me anything, he did not even take me out on a date. And I remember, so at that time that I used to live in the neighborhood, in the same neighborhood where this person was also living, so our houses were really close. And I called him and I to asked him to meet at night. And I remember we met, and I was so heartbroken. I asked him why he did not ask me out, or why we did not go for any date. It is Valentine's Day, and entire world looks red. You open Instagram, it's red. You go outside, it's red. Everything is red. And this person, oh my god, this person gave me a sob story for, like, I don't know for how long it went on, but he told me that some years back, like when he was in school or whatever, he gifted a basket, like a basket full of gifts, like flowers, chocolates, and cards and everything, to someone, like his crush or something, when he was in school or college. Because this person, when I'm talking about, was already like in his late 20s or early 30s. Yeah, he was already in his early 30s. So so the time when I'm talking about, by that time it was already like 10 years has passed since he got out of college and all of that. So I asked him, yeah, so he was telling me that, so 10 years back or whatever, he gifted someone a basket of flowers and gifts and everything, and that girl apparently threw that basket away because she did not like him and she had no feelings for him. In that sob story went on for like so many hours, and he kept saying that, yeah, I poured my heart out and I gifted her all of these things, but then she refused my gift, she threw it away, and it broke my heart so badly that since then I have taken this oath that I won't give any gift to anybody on Valentine's Day. So now I do not believe in Valentine's Day. And what's the point? I am so heartbroken, I am so much in pain. So all of these manipulative nonsense he was saying. And the crazy part is, I was listening to all of that and I bought into that nonsense. Okay, I mean, as I already mentioned, that it's not even about those people. Like, for me, it's about me. Okay, I was so innocent, I was so pure hearted. I still am, by the way. That, yeah, I was so innocent, I was so pure hearted, I was so kind, that I really thought. And also, by the way, I am someone who is very, very empathetic. So you can call me an empath. It is a double-edged sword, so it has its pros and cons. But anyway, so I was so empathetic towards him. I was like, oh my god, okay, I totally understand that he went through this pain, and it's all right. Okay, this is so bad. That girl should not have done this to him, and he deserves to be treated way better than this. And then I thought, you know what, I would do more and more. So I decided to buy so many things for him. And I was like, you know what, I will plan like a separate date night because Valentine's Day was already gone. So in my head, I was already planning how to make him happy, whereas I was already like hurting without realizing that I was getting hurt, without realizing that I was already sacrificing myself in the process, without realizing that it was literally self violence for me. Like I was literally killing myself, killing my happiness, killing my soul, and I was literally cutting a piece of myself to make that person happy. And I was hurt, but I did not listen to my intuition, and I moved on. I moved on with life. I moved on from that day, and in my head, I was always like this person who was always trying to make him happy without thinking about my own happiness. Okay, so this was one example. There is another example I'll give you, and I'll tell you the conclusions from both the stories that I have noticed later, months later, or let's say years later, when I was healed from those incidents, or I was totally, let's say, I became totally I got out of any emotional connection from those relationships, because when you break up with someone, you don't suddenly stop feeling your emotions, right? You might not like that person anymore, but your own emotions stay in your body, and it takes time to release those emotions, because feelings go away but emotions don't, because emotions are bodily reactions that stay in your body, and it takes time to process it. It has its cycle to process layers and layers of emotions, so that takes time. So and I have reflected all of those things. So um, so this time so this actually happened last year with this guy. And is it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, it was last year, yes. And this person and I were in a situationship kind of a situation. Like he was not my boyfriend for sure, and we were not in a committed relationship, but we had interests in each other, and we were in a talking stage. And I thought this person would gift me something. Again, the same thought process, because I was yet to learn, let's say, my lessons properly, or you can say I was yet to understand the depth of my pain, or the lessons the universe was trying to teach me. My thought process, my thinking pattern was still the same. Okay. And um, or, or you could say I probably forgot my lessons. Okay, that's why they say that forgive but never forget, because what you forget you repeat, so never forget. And but I forgave that person, and I also forgot what lessons I learned. So I automatically assumed that with the second person also, I thought he would give me gifts, he would give me flowers, and I really expected it a lot. I thought, oh, this person knows that I like flowers, so of course he would give me flowers. I mean, who does not like flowers, right? And I even asked him that that you should give me flowers. Just imagine, like, oh my God, now when I think about all of these things, it makes me feel so bad. Not because I did all of these things, it makes me feel bad that my poor baby heart had to go through all of these things. So it is just me looking at my younger self and feeling love for that version, nothing else. So anyway, so I remember this person and I met on Valentine's Day, because at that time I was doing my MBA and we were living in the campus. And he was also doing his MBA there, so he was also living inside that campus. And we met, and I said that, hey, I have decided, like, I did, like, I ordered so many things for you for Valentine's Day, but these things did not come, so probably you will receive them later, because I automatically thought that he had already ordered something for me, and I also ordered things for him. But anyway, because of whatever reason, logistics, those gifts did not come on Valentine's Day. But anyway, now I know it was the universe who was like, you know what, I would delay it. I would not let you receive any of the things that you ordered on Valentine's Day, because you are wasting your money. So yeah, you would have to cancel it. But anyway, so so I told him that, I ordered all of these things for you, and yeah, I'm so happy. And he was like, oh my god, what the hell, why have you done all of these things? I mean, I don't believe in Valentine's Day. And I'm not quoting him, by the way, I'm just giving you the story in my words. I have totally forgotten all the details, but I know what I went through. So the context matters, not the exact wording. So he was like, what do you mean, I don't believe in Valentine's Day? And this is something I think I have heard a lot, not just from people I dated or I was emotionally involved with, but in general also. Like, if I met someone for the first time, also when the Valentine's Day topic came up, I think this is something is very common in toxic men or emotionally unavailable men, that they would say, Valentine, like, I don't believe in Valentine's Day. Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by you don't believe in that? Well, just because you do not believe in something, that does not mean it does not exist. Like, just because you do not see the moon on new moon, that does not mean the moon does not exist. Just because like, if you close your eyes and you do not see the sun, that does not mean the sun does not exist. Like, what do you mean by that? That is such a random statement to give. But I have noticed that toxic men has this trait. They would say, I don't believe in it. And they would say, and yeah, so they would say like, oh, this is childish. Yeah, this is childish. This is teenager thing. And then this guy was also saying similar things like, I don't believe in it. And who does all of that? And you live in a fantasy. You are so delusional. And get out of this delusion, be realistic, you are so emotional, and all of that. And it was really painful for me, of course. And I remember I came back to my room, I cancelled the order exactly what the universe wanted. But I cried a lot that night, like a lot, because I felt like at that time that how come my life is going on, like it's like my life was on a loop. It was going through the same things again and again and again, as if years after years after years, because it was not even the second time. I am giving two examples here, but these similar things have happened for so many years. And I was like probably like for 7 to 10 years, and I was like, how come these things are going on again and again and again with different people? And I was very much in pain. And after a point, that person and I parted ways. But now it's been a year, and I always believe that you can understand why something happened in your life the way it happened uh, after 1 year. And whether it is regarding my career or relationships or my inner transformation, whatever it is that I am going through in my life, or whatever it is that I am not really understanding at that moment, maybe I am looking for more clarity, I always give myself 1 year time, because 1 year is this sweet spot where it is not long enough for you to forget all the incidents that you went through, but it is also not short enough to chase clarity, because the universe actually does not care about your urgency, your desperation, your chasing energy. It will reflect back the same thing to you. So the more aligned you are, the calmer you are, the more faith you have in the unseen and in the unknown, and you sit with your emotions, you sit with your feelings, you sit with your pain, instead of chasing clarity. I think that's when things start to fall into place faster, and you realize why they happened the way they happened. So, so I realized that all of these things were repeating in my life, not because there was something wrong with those people, or not because those people were bad, but because I was misaligned. Okay, I was uh, I was getting involved with people who I knew were not the right one for me from the beginning. Okay, so if you are with someone in a relationship or in a situationship, in a talking stage, or you just met, and that person is telling you that he does not believe in Valentine's Day, or what's so special about Valentine's Day, or it is negotiable, and you don't, or you don't deserve flowers or chocolates or gifts, or whichever the way you want to celebrate Valentine's Day, it is it is too much, you are too much. I want you to know that rather than thinking outwardly, rather than thinking there is something wrong with that person, or trying to fix it or trying to fix him, you should look inward and ask yourself whether you want to be with someone who does not believe in Valentine's Day. Because if you are someone who believes in Valentine's Day, or who thinks that it is an important day, or that love should be celebrated, or you want to receive princess treatment, or you want to feel special, or you want to wear a really pretty dress and go for a date night with your boyfriend or whatever, but then the other person is does not agree with you, or he does not believe in all of that. So you have to ask yourself whether you want to spend your life with someone like that, or even you want to spend um a month of your life with that person. Because this awareness has to be there. Okay, because the more aware you are, the more aligned you become. Okay, alignment comes from awareness. I had to go through all of those experiences years after years, because although I was like, I knew that I was in a situation which was not right for me, I was not listening to myself. I was not listening to my intuition. I was not listening to the universe. I was so misaligned that I was trying to suppress my inner voice, although it was screaming at me that please get out of these situations, leave those men. I was not listening to that. It is okay if you also think that Valentine's Day is not important for you. That is a personal choice. But I always talk about things that I believe in and I can relate to. I cannot relate to someone for whom Valentine's Day is not important, or days like Valentine's Day. Okay, so here, if I'm talking about Valentine's Day, it is not just about Valentine's Day. The main theme here is about celebrating love. So, yeah, probably there are people who do not believe in celebrating love, and they think that love is not a big deal and love is optional, and maybe they believe in pain or misery, or I do not know what they believe in. And if you think, or maybe they think love is optional, and if you think that is the case for you, then that's all right. But if you are someone who is like me, and you believe that Valentine's Day is important for you, love is important for you, and love should be celebrated, you should be treated uh, in a very special way, and everything about you should be a big deal to the person you are dating, then I would ask you to please be aware, and to reflect on your pattern, and ask yourself whether you want to spend your time, whether you want to invest your time in such connections. Because you have to understand your partner is the only person on this planet. You get to choose who gets connected to your bloodline, okay? So he is the only person who becomes your family, and you get to choose that person. You do not get to choose your parents, you do not get to choose your siblings, you do not get to choose, I don't know, relatives, whatever. You do not. But your husband is the only person you get to choose in as your family. So and for me, of course, if I am dating someone, I date that person thinking that okay, I will get married, let's say. Of course, currently I'm not dating, I'm single, but my thought process is like that. So if I am romantically involved with someone, I am involved with that person because I think that, and that okay, I'm going to marry this person someday. And maybe not now, maybe in divine timing, when we both think that it is the right time for us. So like that. So for me, these thought process, uh, these thinking, like, these things, they always come into play. Whether I want to spend the rest of my life with someone who thinks that Valentine's Day does not exist, whether I want to be with someone who thinks that love is generic and everything about me is generic. So you have to ask yourself these questions, because trust me, you deserve to be loved the way you believe in. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. The version of love that you believe in, trust me, it exists, and you deserve to be treated exactly that way, not less than that. I know the society will try to convince you, toxic men will try to convince you, I don't know, insecure people will try to convince you that, oh yeah, be realistic, and you are being too much, or you are overthinking, and you live in a fantasy, you live in a delusion. You do not. You do not live in a delusion. If you have a desire that you want to be treated in a certain way, trust me, the universe won't give you a desire unless that desire has already been fulfilled in some other reality, right? You have that desire because it's already done in some other reality. You just need to see through the prism to understand that yeah, it is possible for you. So it all comes from within. You have to understand that you would be spending your most important days, both good and bad, with this person. So do you really want to be with someone who thinks that he went through some heartbreak 10 years back, so now you don't deserve to receive any happiness from him? Or just because he went through some pain in the past, so now you have to carry that weight, and that is not for him to heal? Do you really want to be with someone who thinks that you are being a teenager, hormonal teenager, because you want to be loved and to be celebrated and to be happy? No, no. Do not accept these things. Do not settle for these things. Because I know, okay, when you are in a situation, our emotions actually dilute our thinking, and that is okay. That happens when you are in a wrong equation, okay? When you are with the wrong person, the intensity will dilute your thinking. Because when you are with the right person, trust me, there won't be any intensity. There won't be any intensity. It would be so calm that you would feel that, oh my god, why is it so boring? Because this is the thing with healthy love, okay? Healthy connections, healthy relationships, the man who is right for you, with that person you won't feel this hormonal like ups and downs, or emotional highs and lows, or butterflies in the stomach, or uh, adrenaline rush, or this I don't know, this is a pain in your stomach which I used to feel, or any kind of anxiety like in here, probably, I don't know, in your heart, or maybe here in the throat or something, you would not feel all of these things with the right person, trust me. With the right person, you will feel just like home. Okay, how does home feel like? Home feels like home, right? It's like when you are in your home, it feels normal, it feels basic, it feels boring, it feels comfy, but it is still special. Okay, healthy relationships are like that. Okay, healthy relationships are not party. Okay, every day is not about full of intensity and, I don't know, this chasing and attracting nonsense, or all of these manipulative game, or like playing mind games and all of that. No, it is not that. It is not that. And if someone tells you it is that, trust me, you are just hurting yourself in the process. It might sound fun, it might feel exciting initially, but eventually you are going to realize that this is not sustainable, this is self violence, you are losing yourself in the process, and most importantly, your inner child is getting hurt. Okay, so you have to understand all of these things. And and it is not just about Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day comes in a year. Okay, so it is not like if you are dating someone and that person like treats you well only on Valentine's Day, and for the rest 364 days he's like, okay, now nothing else matters. So okay, no, it is not that. It is also not right, of course. Valentine's Day is just one example out of many examples, many days when you can celebrate love. And it is, the context matters here, that love is something that makes you feel every day is special. Okay, that makes you feel even boring things special. Okay, love is when you let's say, so you are wearing a nail paint, let's say, and you are dating someone, and maybe that person's favorite color is red, and you are wearing red nail paint, and that nail paint reminds you of that person. Or maybe when you are eating something and that food reminds you of that person. Or maybe you are looking at the sky and the birds are reminding you of that person. Okay, so I know I sound very poetic, I sound very like someone from the period drama kind of a person I sound like, but trust me, this is actually how love is. Maybe there are different variations, but love is actually very simple. It is not complicated, it is not heavy, and most importantly, love is unconditional. Okay, love is unconditional, love is devotional. It is like worshipping the other person, and but then not in a way where you put that person on a pedestal, but in a way where you think of that person as you only. Okay, so I say this a lot, especially on Instagram, that that when you see yourself in someone, when you see yourself in a man, so the day you have found yourself in a man, or you see yourself in a man, you have found your soulmate. Okay, because this is how love is, this is how safe it should feel, this is how basic it should feel, and this is how normal, this is how natural, this is how calm, this is how consistent, this is how equal it should feel. I'm not saying that you should go to some five-star restaurant or clubbing or some high-end vacation, or to celebrate Valentine's Day. Or I'm not saying that you should receive diamonds or all of those expensive things from your man. Of course, if that's what you want, why not? If your partner is giving you all that, of course, that varies. But what I'm saying is that the gesture matters here. Okay, the gesture matters here, the intention behind the action matters here. Okay, it doesn't matter whether he is gifting you a diamond or or a paper ring, as Taylor Swift said. So, but what matters is the gesture, and more importantly, whether it is relevant to you or not, right? So, what I mean by this is, what's the point of gifting someone a milk chocolate if that person is lactose intolerant, right? So, it is about gifting someone something that the person can relate to. So it is not just about giving gift for the sake of gifting, it is also the intention, as I already mentioned. Okay, so these things I believe matter a lot more, why the person does what he does than just what he does. Okay, so both the things matter here, not just that the gift giving process. Of course the gift giving process matters, but also why he is gifting what he's gifting. I believe these are the things, these are the small things we miss. But and then these are the small things, I believe that we all get these nudges, like considering we women are, by birth we are intuitive, we are naturally very psychic, clairvoyant. So the universe always gives us nudges when something is not right, but we, because of societal pressure or whatever we learn from our environments or society, or our subconscious belief, whatever it is, we do not really listen to that, and we think that it is okay to suppress our needs, or it is okay to just let go of one desire, or it is okay to adjust, or it is okay to compromise. But but the thing is, no one really tells us that adjustment does not mean self compromising. Okay, love does not mean losing yourself in the process so that you can be with someone. No, love does not complete you. Okay, love expands you. So when you are living your life and the other person comes into your life, unless that person is making your life expansive, happier, calmer, more peaceful in some way or the other, then if all of these things are not happening, then what's the point of being in a relationship with that person, right? What's the point of investing so much time of your life with that person, right? So I believe these are the things we often don't really think about, and I myself did that for years and years, and because of that I went through years and years of this pain and heartbreak and all of these things. And um, and if you are still watching this video, I want you to know that, um, please make your decision accordingly. I hope this video has given you some insight if you are looking for any, because if you are watching this video, then probably there is some doubt in your mind and you are looking for some clarity. And I want you to know that don't let anything or anyone make you feel that you are not special, because we all are special. Okay, we all are, just like our DNAs, we all are unique, we all are special. The universe gives all of us with some unique thing, and you are already enough. Your existence is already perfection. You are perfection. You are already whole. You do not need love to feel whole. You can say you want love to feel expansive. Okay, love expands us. Love does not complete us. So love yourself so much that you become a magnet to the right love, to the person who is right for you. Okay, I do not believe that self love is enough for you to just live your life, because we are human beings, we are social creatures, and it is normal for us to date, to be in a relationship, and if marriage is your thing, then of course, like me, then get married and all of that. because humans were not created to live alone. We are social creatures. We love relationships, we love emotions, we love art, we love music, we love beauty, we love all of these things, and these things create our create the world, create the planet, create the universe. They are the essence of this universe. So, and love is of course the highest one, as as we all know that love is the highest vibration, highest frequency in the universe. So everyone should fall in love, everyone should experience love, but then the right love, not the one that makes you question your worth, not the one that makes you feel that Valentine's Day does not exist. So, yeah, so believe in your version of love, and you do not have to wait for that. You can expect love and still be living your life. You do not have to settle for less just because you are yet to meet the right person. It is okay if you are single, or if you are in a stage where you are questioning whether your person exists or not. Your person exists. You do not have to settle for someone who does not treat you the way you want to be treated. The universe always uh, unites two souls who are destined to meet in divine timing. So you will meet your person in divine timing. And one thing I would say, I know this might sound mystical, and but still I'd say, if it gives you some peace, some sanity, some hope, there is this concept called red string of fate, and I came across this concept a few months back, and I don't know a lot about this concept, but so the main theory is that you are already tied to your soulmate through a red string, which is called the red string of fate. And this no matter and these two souls, no matter how far they go, this red string of fate, it never breaks or gets cut off. Okay, it can stretch, it can come closer, but it never really breaks. And only when two souls are ready to meet, and it is the divine timing, then only the universe makes them meet. It is inevitable, it is done by the universe. It is not in your control, not in your soulmate's control. So, if you are questioning, if you are wondering whether your person exists or not, if you are thinking that, oh yeah, I'm going to stay single forever, or maybe there is no good man on this planet, I would have to accept this less than what I deserve to be with this man, then let me tell you that no, your destiny is already tied to someone. It has always been tied, and you are going to meet that person in divine timing. But for the time being, you should love yourself. You should strengthen your belief in love so much that unless it is your soulmate, any other person, whoever is trying to come your way, that person automatically gets washed away because of your high standards. Okay, so that even if someone tries to come closer to you with their lame, I don't know, some low class standards, like minus standards, it does not even reach you, it automatically gets washed away. Yeah, and with this, I'd like to say that happy Valentine's Day to all of you, and see you in the next video. And thanks for watching, thank you for being with me, thank you for listening to me. And I feel so happy whenever I record such videos. I feel like I am talking to a friend or talking to friends through the screen, and I'm helping, and whichever relationship you can say, maybe sister, maybe girlfriend, like female besties, whatever. And and if anyway, if I am able to help you or give you some clarity, this will give me peace, and it will soothe my heart knowing that yes, my pain had some purpose and I am serving that purpose. So with this, thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.